I know we've all seen these kind of videos everywhere on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, everywhere. I know how to be a soft woman, how to dress like an elegant woman, how to be more feminine. We have all seen it. But just because you've heard it before doesn't mean it's not good advice. Hi dolls, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is NK and I am very happy to have you here on my channel. So today I'm here to share my input on this feminine woman talk. Today I'll be diving into speech. I want to go into how to talk like a lady, how to speak like a lady. So the first thing I would say is to speak slowly. Not like you're drawing your words, but speak slowly and calmly, no matter the situation. Just because you're raising your voice, just because somebody's raising their voice, it doesn't mean they are right. Let your words flow like a river, especially when you're talking to, you just imagine you're talking to a guy you like. You know how you would soften your voice, how you would try to sound sweet. That is how you should talk. Your voice should be soothing to the ears. It's different when somebody's trying to communicate calmly, or when somebody's shouting, this, that. It just is ras. It's very tacky. And there are certain situations where you feel like, oh, let me change it for you. But when you practice this and it becomes a part of you, first of all, you find out that you wouldn't need to be that way in that kind of situation. So speak calmly, speak softly. You know how a river flows calmly, gently, it's very soothing. That is how your voice should sound. So, like I said, imagine you're talking to your crush, somebody that you like, somebody you're excited to speak to on the phone. That is how your voice should sound. You don't need to have an accent. I always say this. I'm a full Nigerian girl. Having an accent and speaking well are two different things. You can have an accent and still speak terrible English, but speaking well, pronouncing your words carefully and properly will give you an edge any day, anytime. Number two, I would say, is your diction, pronouncing your words properly. If you're not sure of how a word is pronounced, that is why we have our phone. When you Google the word, there's this speaker thing that appears and you can tap on it and it teaches you how to pronounce the word. So nobody's perfect. I'm still learning as well. You can go ahead and pronounce your words the way they should be pronounced. There's a reason why those words are pronounced a certain way. So make sure make sure your diction is good. You pronounce your words very carefully and properly. It's one thing to know a word, but you're gonna be a laughing stock when you don't pronounce it properly. So you don't also need to use big words. The simpler the words, actually, the better you communicate with people. I am so glad my father taught us at a very young age our vocabulary. Every day my father came back from work, we were expected to tell him the word that we learned for the day and use it in a sentence. So from a very young age, I actually started learning how to build my vocabulary. But I will also say it is never too late. You can start any day, anytime, and start learning new words. You can get a small book or use your notes on your phone, and just any word you learn, you type it down and try to use it in a sentence. That way, you learn the word and you also know when to use it, because there's one thing to actually have your vocabulary, but using words in a wrong context is actually just going to be funny. So you don't want that. The next thing I would say is to reduce what they call filler words. You get, as in, like, no. Try and reduce it. Those words, when used excessively, makes you sound very unintelligent. And this is where speaking slowly comes into play. If you're not rushing your words, you give yourself time to think of the next thing to say, as opposed to just blabbing about and just ranting and just using filler words. So I was like, no. I don't even know when we started doing these things where we're constantly using filler words to speak, to communicate. I don't understand when that started, but I would say if this is something you do, I would encourage you to consciously try and stop and reduce it, because you don't need filler words. You need to be able to communicate properly without the use of filler words. The next thing I would say is to speak when you have something valuable to say. Some people like the sound of their own voice. I understand that. Some people really do like the sound of their own voice. And because of that, they tend to speak constantly. Speaking when you have something valuable to say is very important. It shows you're a woman of character, that you are properly raised, and that you have emotional intelligence. You can actually read the room. So you don't always have to have an input in something just because you want to hear yourself speak. Make sure you actually have something tangible, something useful to say before you go ahead and open your mouth and start spewing words. So please, my darlings, my girlies, my ladies, my beautiful women, speak when you have something valuable to say or to add to the conversation. Now, another thing I would say, and this I'm still learning, is to stop using swear words, the F word, and all of that. I used to be so bad that I probably would not be able to make one full sentence without adding a swear word. And it's just so tacky. Imagine being properly dressed in a beautiful gown, looking so ladylike, and then you start speaking, and then somebody turns around and they look at you and like, why is this beautiful woman using so much cuss words? Why? So it makes you look tacky, it makes you look uncouth, it makes you look rash, it makes you look ill-mannered, and it doesn't matter how anybody sugarcoats it, it is not necessary, and it doesn't reflect well on you as a lady. So if you're going to be a lady, if you're going to be a woman, if you're going to be a properly elegant, well-addressed, well-behaved woman, please stop using swear words. They do not look good on you. Another thing I would add is do not be shy to learn and to practice. Baby, trust me, anybody that knew me before and gets to know me now would really be shocked. I used to be one of those people that would scream. I said this in my previous video. I would scream up the top of my voice. You would hear it. It used to be like that. But I realized that just makes me look so, like, imagine when you scream and you shout and then somebody turns around like, oof, why is she shouting? Why are you shouting? You can communicate. If it's not an emergency, why are you screaming? To be honest, if it's not a life or death situation, why are you shouting? Imagine two people having an argument. One person is raising their voice, the other person is speaking calmly. At the end of the day, after everything, we tend to go home and talk about the person that maintained composure, that it maintained being a proper, well-raised person, as opposed to the other person that was raising their voice and shouting. So please speak calmly, my darling. Stop shouting, stop raising your voice. You will be heard regardless. You don't have to lose your voice in order to communicate. The last thing I'll be adding is don't be shy to learn or practice. Nobody knows it all. We are still all learning. We are still all growing. So practice, practice, practice. You can speak in front of a mirror. You can journal. You can write. And then you speak. It may sound strange or weird at first, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you get, and the easier and faster it becomes a part of you. That is that for today's video. If you guys would like me to do more of these videos, I think I would like to do one how to dress, or the pieces you need to own as a lady, blossoming into this feminine elegant woman. There are certain kind of outfits that are basics that you need to own. If you guys would like me to do a video on that, please let me know in the comment section. So anyways, thank you guys so much for all the love and all the support so far. If you would like to see more of this, don't forget to let me know. Don't also forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.